Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, I want to talk to you about peeling the onion and what does that mean in the spirit world with people who are doing the work, me included, of course. There is this term that keeps coming up, and it is called peeling the onion. And what does that mean? When you're doing the work, when you are first awakening, or maybe you're deep into your journey or your awakening, you do the work, and let's say you discover some type of childhood trauma that you had, and you are able to see it, feel it, clear it. Wow. And then you realize that whatever's going on now in your life is somehow related to that one event that you just cleared. And by doing that, you heal. You heal in the now. You heal in the present moment because you have brought light to where it is that the wound stemmed from. Okay. And then what happens? You go on through life. If you continue doing the work, you continue doing the work, and then you might come up with another episode of the same situation. And you're like, wait a second, what is this? I didn't see this before. I thought I had done this clearing before. I had done work in this part of my life. This is another layer in the onion. Imagine an onion. When you first start working, you're peeling the very outside of the onion, like the brown part, right? So that's the first layer. And it feels so amazing, right? Such a revealing layer, because once you take that brown part off, it's this beautiful white onion inside, right? It changes completely. It changes in texture, in the color, it changes every way. And that's you doing the work, right? And then if you peel that next layer in the onion, you get to a smaller one. Now you're getting down to, oh, okay, wait a second, here's another layer. You're getting deeper. And then there's another layer, and another layer, and another layer. This is exactly how it works when we are doing the work. So when you hear peeling the onion or going down the inside the onion or any of that type of talk that you might hear around and not know what it means, this is what it means. It just means that you're going deeper and deeper into your journey, deeper and deeper into your healing, deeper and deeper into the cause. And sometimes you're like, okay, clear all that. It was that childhood stuff. It was really big. It took me a week to go through all of this stuff, or whatever your experience was. I'm just making stuff up here as I go. And then it comes up again. A lot of people who don't have the proper support, meaning people who have done this before, people who have gone through their own journey before, who can tell you how it works. This is why I'm telling you here, so that you know, in case you don't have this support. Then it may seem like, oh man, I'm regressing. I'm back at square one. I did all of this work and I went through life a couple of months. I was really feeling good. And now here I am again, back in the same spot. And this is the part that my guides want you to tell you that it is not the same spot. It is never the same spot. You are always digging deeper. It may seem to you as if you're in the same exact spot, but it's not. And it's not for several reasons. Number one, you are already recognizing that you have been here before. When as the first time, you had no idea what was happening, where you were going, or why you were even thinking about your childhood experience. Now you're connecting it. You're like, wait, I was here already. I did this type of work. Okay, that is progress, right? Just that one knowledge that you have that you've done this before, right? And then you start going into like, oh, it didn't work and I'm back to square one. No, you're not. You just recognize this. You are at a deeper level. You're able to recognize that this can happen, that this is connected to what's going on now in your life. You're able to make the connections. That is huge progress. That is a huge way of being able to understand how healing happens. And then once you realize that, oh, okay, but it really does feel like I'm in the same spot. Now know that now you're inside that onion. You are maybe one or maybe a couple of layers into the onion. You may feel the same. It may be the same situation. It may be the same experience that you're tapping into from that childhood memory. But now you're remembering more things, different things, or in a different way. And this happens because you are now ready to see it. So, for example, let's say I remember, true story from my life. When I first went to school, it was first grade. I remember specifically being dropped off right on the street. There was this big red wooden doors that led to a long driveway, which cars did not drive up there, but it was a driveway. And on the top of the driveway was this old house, like a haunted house, it looked like to me. And that was the school. That was my first school. And I remember my father dropping me off there, and I didn't want to go. And the teacher grabbing me by the hand and bringing me up that way, and me crying and screaming and looking back at this door because I had so much fear of coming into this place and being left there. And that was traumatizing for me. Now, when I started this work, this memory came into my awareness, and I was aware that this was a traumatizing thing. And that was it. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was feeling of abandonment, feeling of like being scared into the unknown, and like, I was trying to come up with ideas of like what this meant, and that's all it meant to me. Months later, same scene appears in my meditation. Why is this coming up? Am I in the same spot? What's going on? This time, I start to feel more. I start to feel more of those inner deep feelings that I had, the true feelings of abandonment, the true feelings of being taken. That's how I felt. I felt I was being taken away, right? These are like deeper feelings, they're darker feelings, and they start to come up. Then they started to come up as like, why did my father leave me there? Didn't he hear me? So that brought in all kinds of feelings of crying and screaming. Don't do anything because no one's listening to me. I'm not important enough and no one really cares. What? Okay, these are the feelings that I had trapped in my body from that one experience when I was 6 years old. Right? And they translated into my adult life into being this very soft spoken person who doesn't really get mad or scream when she gets angry because it's not important. No one hears me anyway. I'm not worth it. Okay? This is how these feelings begin to eat at us. And we don't know why. When you do the work and you go back and you're able to figure these things out and put them together, then it's like, that's why. And just by bringing light to the cause heals you because it's no longer hidden in your subconscious. Now it's out in the open. Now you can talk about it. Now you can express it. Now you can be angry at it or release it. You can write about it. You can do all kinds of things. Just talking about it releases it. Just telling your friend about it releases it. Another layer of the onion. I was not there on the same spot. It is not the same experience. It is a deeper experience. It's a deeper layer of the onion. And then you continue working on your journey, on yourself, and you continue going deeper and deeper into the onion. And you may see the same thing appear many times in your journey, but each time you will get more information out of it and how it connects and relates to how you are living your life now in the present time. Okay, So this is something that the guys really wanted me to share with you. A lot of you who are on your own, who don't have a support system, who are doing the work yourselves, to understand this part of the journey. Because a lot of people who don't have the support or don't have someone to talk about this because you're afraid, right? You feel like you're the only one going through this and no one around you knows you or gets you. And so you cannot talk about this because then you'll be labeled as someone who's out there or crazy or something other than that, being excluded. And so we don't have the places to go. We don't know what to do, right? We don't know who to talk with. If I hadn't had support when I went through my journey, I would not be here talking like this. I mean, this is completely out of my box of who I used to be. I actually hired somebody to help me. I didn't know what kind of help I was getting. I just knew I had to go this way. But a lot of us are in this way of healing on our own because there's so much material out there, right? There's so many podcasts, there's so many YouTube videos, there's so many books, right? So there's a lot of free information out there that we can get and heal and use. But when you don't have a person to bounce your ideas off or your experiences off, then we can get to the point of, oh, I've already done this. And then our ego comes in the way and tells us, haha, you're back in the same spot. This stuff doesn't work. And then you stop. You stop doing the work. You stop doing that and researching and going down your journey because you believe that you're back in the same spot, which you're not. And the guys are being very loud about this. You're not. You're always progressing. You're always going forward. You're always getting better. You're always getting closer to the truth that is for you. And so while you are doing this work, this podcast, this episode right here is specific to help you continue doing the work if you're on your own or if you have support. Continue doing the work, trusting yourself, trusting what you're getting, and knowing that if you're back in the same situation or the same thing, that you have not regressed, that you are ahead, that you're moving forward. It is just a deeper part of the journey. Our journeys work in cycles. It's like an upward spiral. Okay, so imagine the spiral going up, up, like a funnel. So it's narrower and smaller at the bottom, and it begins to get bigger and wider as it goes up. That's your journey. Each loop has a low. The high of one side is the low of the other, right? The end of one era is the beginning of the other, and it continues. Every loop is the same thing. Every loop you go, it has a high and a down, a high and a down, a high and a down. You're always going upwards. You're always moving. You're always getting to the next level. So know this, trust in this, and continue doing the work. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. All of the stuff that you're doing, all of the work that you're doing, all of the stuff that you keep gathering, the books, the readings, the YouTube videos that you're following or seeing or coming into your awareness, they're all part of your journey. You're on the right track. You're doing the things, and you are going to make it out of this better and better each day, each week, each month, each year. You're going to get better and better, deeper and deeper into it, and you're going to understand yourself and love yourself more and more. So keep going, beautiful light worker. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Just know that. And you have the full support of your guides right there with you. Because, as I have told you before in other podcasts, your guides are actually part of you. You're all merged together. All right. With that, I love you so much and sending you love, compassion, and joy today. Until next time, please share, rate this, and give it a rating and a like, and share it with your friends, share with anyone that you think might really benefit from hearing these short messages that you are listening to here on this podcast. Much love to you, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.